Greetings and hallucinations to all you folks out there. It is time once again for another one bites the dust. Now, before I get into that, just a real quick heads up on what's going on. I have initiated Project Insanity. There is a link to the forums in the description below. So if you want to help out trying to get some publicity up for Forged Alliance Forever and my channel and help me out a little bit on a personal level, well, then that link is down there. And I would appreciate you guys checking that out. Now, as I'm sure all of you know, another one bites the dust is where I do a point of view cast for somebody who sends me a replay of a game that they lost, and I will try to help them out, give them some pointers. I know Snuggle Bunny is the guy that sent this in, and he said that basically he has trouble knowing how to play this map and also with getting eco established. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in here under his point of view and see if we can't figure a few things out for him. Now, I do see right here that is a relatively decent start, better than most of the time you see in this rank range. It is a land factory first engineer, pulling out some power generators, a mass extractor, and then looks like we're expanding to get the rest of the mass. All right, one thing I will say, 3 power generators before your first mass extractor may be a tad excessive. And then also you need at least 7 Tech 1 power generators before you bring your air factory online. Otherwise, you will be stalling. So building it here, actually, you're doing a pretty decent job of balancing your eco. So I think probably the priority, well, see, that is your hard power stall, trying to get that transport out. You would actually get the transport out faster if you built things in the correct order. I would go land factory, 2 P-gens, mass extractor. As you collect the rest of your mass extractors, finish out for a total of 7 T1 power generators, and then build your air factory and build whatever you want with it. Overall, though, that is a decent start. I have no major complaints other than that one power stall at the beginning, but I think you can fix that with some minor corrections. Now, we actually do have a good bit of mass coming online. Your eco looks good. Probably need to get some production online, which you're doing right here in the form of a naval factory. I also love your expansions here, using that transport to get out and drop engineers, and then also using a bomber to try and cover, see if you can deny any engineers coming in for him. And now there was a sad bomber killed your expansion engineer. So that factory did not finish, and that is going to hinder you quite substantially. You can actually walk an engineer across there, so that is not too terribly huge of a deal, but when you have another drop coming in, that is okay. And then your enemy has got a land factory online, so that means you're going to be fighting over this island instead of just running in and taking it. Now, one thing I will say, you have, that must have been damaged by one of the bombers coming back here. When you have this hard of a mass stall, first of all, you have an unclaimed mechs up here. So dropping an extra engineer up here would not be a bad idea at all. And first sub for CSG. This is Cyber, not Cyber, so at least it's an even matchup. There is a lot of mass in this rock and also in all of these little rocks scattered around. If you manually reclaim those, you can give yourself a leg up when you're in a mass stall like that. And then also there are rocks scattered around in here. You can see right here. Those are all worth a substantial amount of mass. So getting an engineer out and working on claiming those is a very good idea. Definitely something that you want to work on. And then over here, we've got the incoming land forces. I don't see how you're going to be able to secure that considering your mass situation. But, well, maybe things will come online for you. My suggestion on this would be to focus on one thing or another. Trying to get Torp defense is incredibly expensive. You only want to build one, if that, and only if necessary. As far as defending against subs, you've already got 3 factories online producing. Each one of those is sucking down 5 mass per tick for those subs. And, ooh, bombers. You are drastically behind on air. That is not good. Um, this right here, you can see -9, and torp launchers cost a substantial amount. So after you add up all of the things that you're trying to do at the same time, you come up with those big negative numbers. And building an anti-air turret before the mass extractor, also not a good idea. You want to get those things online as fast as possible. They pay for themselves in about 9 seconds, I think. And then from then on, it is profit. So anytime you have an opportunity to build a Tech 1 mass extractor, you want to do it as quickly as possible. Okay. Eco is coming back to balanced somewhat. Running production. I would take note of the fact that he already has a torp defense, and really you need Tech 2 Navy online before you have a hope of overcoming a position like this. So that is something to bear in mind. Now the power situation is starting to go downhill slightly. Building all of this extra anti-air, you can build many, many interceptors for the cost of 2 anti-air turrets. Let's compare the prices here. That is 150 mass apiece, so that is 300 mass total. Interceptors only cost 50. So you could have built 6 interceptors for the price of those 2 anti-air turrets, and if you notice, they're really, other than that initial bomber, which you could have killed with a couple of interceptors, those anti-air turrets are basically just sitting there as a waste of mass. And even if I had built them, if you deemed them necessary, now that they're not necessary, you can reclaim those to get a boost. Power situation is critical here, though. That is the biggest issue that I'm seeing right now. You built power early. You did a good job getting that online and getting things done. But then you just kind of stopped building power. And this is the stage where you either have to continue building Tech 1 power. And I do see that is a kind of screwed up move order. Not sure what's going on there. Your engineers are hung. Need to reissue that order. Something. There it went. All right, good deal. So building Tech 1 power to get that online, but that was pretty bad. That is a game-changing situation right there when you power stall for that extended of a period of time. You're losing out on a lot of mass income. So that's something that you want to watch out for. But overall, right now, this looks like a good situation to be in. You have a little over 50% map control. You are relatively safe, even though you're not entirely in control of Navy. And things look good at the moment. Again, need to cap your mass extractors. You can see your opponent is doing a much better job. He's even capping the ones on your side of the island. So he's getting that eco and you're not. We do have Tech 2 online, though. The rhinos are in the field. That means that he has a Tech 2 factory over here somewhere. Right there. Need to be scouting. There has been basically no scouting. So that is another issue that I see here. And also these guys, there, you did shut off that land factory. Good. Good, good, good. All right, nice little raiding move out here. Going to clean up those mass extractors. I like that. And now there is Tech 2 Navy online for CSG as well. Things are about to get a little hairy for you, bud. Those Tech 2, or not Tech 2, those 2 torpedo launchers right there, I doubt are going to save you. Nope, they are going to go down to those sub hunters. The destroyer is not going to make it out. Unfortunately, I think it is going to die. Oh, it did! Booyah. Unfortunately, the Salem will actually lose to those Tech 2 sub hunters because of the vision issues, stealth that they are able to use. And now you're getting swarmed. I would be heading back to the water ASAP. You can sprint across the neck here before they can kill you with torps. And nope, you're actually going to do a decent job of cleaning that up. You do not have overcharge. That is a huge issue. You could have overcharged that rhino pretty easily and saved over half your health if you had built a power storage. That is something else to keep in mind. And then we do have point defense up here, so I think slowly but surely you're going to lose that island strictly because he has a better foothold on it than you do. Um, a mobile missile launcher would not be a bad idea at this point. And I like this up here too, building Navy on the north side while he's distracted on the south. Cruisers. A note on cruisers. The cruiser is your best defense against the Tech 2 Cybern subs. The problem with the destroyer is the destroyer's vision radius is. Ooh, now he has a destroyer online. The destroyer's vision radius is smaller than the Tech 2 sub's attack radius, so they can attack you from outside your vision and they are impervious. However, a cruiser has 10 more vision than the sub's attack range. So if you have a cruiser accompanied by a mermaid for torpedo defense and stealth, and then 2 or 3 or 4 Cybern destroyers, you will negate the stealth. You will have the torpedo defense and stealth for yourself from the mermaid, and then you will be able to attack. So that is one of the ways that you can win. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to end well for you. Point defense creep. Got to watch out for those Cybern point defense creeps. I say that sarcastically. And a control K. I don't entirely agree with a control K. I think there was still some things that could have been done, but I do see what you were thinking. It was a pretty bad situation. All right, so comments on this game, what we can learn from it. Number one, do not power stall. That is absolutely critical. Number two, your early build was decent. It was better than a lot of players that I have seen in your rank range, but it could still stand some improvements. I would encourage you to pick up the early manual reclaim, especially right around your base. If you suck up these little rocks, well, the rocks are gone now. Good deal. You did reclaim them eventually. But if you send a couple of engineers out, maybe one north, one south, with a bunch of manual reclaim orders, you can boost your early game eco by several hundred. See here, the other guy reclaimed far more than you did. And that will allow you to build extra power generators and get air online and get units out quickly while you're basically pumping steroid injections into your eco with these rocks. So that is something that you can correct. And then number three, scouting. Scout. There was no scouting done. You had no vision on his base at all. Like, there was not a single scout over there for pretty much the entire game. You have no idea what he's doing. You have no idea what upgrades he's getting. And you have no idea what units he has. So you can't really react to the situation if you're not scouting, and that means you're essentially fighting blind. It's like trying to go up against a ninja. It just doesn't work. I was going somewhere with that analogy, but my brain just kind of fried out there for a second. Anyway, you get my point. So that is 3 things that you can improve on, and I think it would do drastic things to your gameplay, and hopefully that will help you out. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this cast. Hopefully all of you got something out of it, and I will see you next time.